Hi everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Isn't this a great card? I am so excited to share with this with you today. It uses just a couple of things. Here is the stamp set that we're going to use today called More Merry Messages. And then the other big item that we're going to use is our Festival of Prints Designer Series paper. Sized perfectly for something that I just can't wait to show you. And then, of course, we are also going to use some framelits, and the framelits are called Holiday Collection, and they coordinate with our Sensational Season stamp set. So you have a framelit that coordinates with each of these images. However, we are not actually going to use the stamp set today, just the coordinating framelits called Holiday Collection. And so this is the card that I am making and cannot wait to share with you. What we are going to do is we are going to use a full-size piece of the Festival of Prints Designer Series paper, and I'm going to show you how to cut it so that you literally have almost no waste on this card, because one of the strips that we cut off we're going to use on the bottom of our envelope, and of course we have our front panel, and then on the inside we're going to have a strip to anchor our Christmas tree at the bottom, along with we have our inside sentiment here on our inside panel. And so I just love this card and I can't wait to share with you. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to need to cut your Festival of Prints Designer Series paper. Now there's 48 sheets of paper in this pack, so you can actually make 48 Christmas cards. You'll just want to vary some of the colors on your top panel to coordinate with the papers underneath. What you'll want to do is when you put it through your cutter, you'll want to cut off this 1/2 inch strip over here. So the first cut you'll make is at 4 inches. So then you'll end up with a strip here. Then you turn the paper sideways and you cut it again so that you're cutting at 5 1/4 right here. So that will be the top panel. So let me show you what this looks like. We'll get this one out of the way. Here's your 4 inches by 5 1/4. Here's your 1/2 inch strip that's been cut off, and then this is going to be your inside anchor for the inside part of your card, and that's just these are the two leftover pieces that you get from cutting your panel that will go on the front of your card. So let's go ahead and put this card together. So the first thing that you'll need is, of course, a piece of Whisper white paper, and this is a 1/2 sheet, so it's 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and then it's just folded in half. Of course, I use the Stampin' Up! Simply Scored tool to get a perfectly nice scored line. Then we're going to take this panel, and you can see that I've already went ahead and cut the star out. You just want to make sure that star is somewhere that is not going to be seen through your Christmas tree when you put your Christmas tree on. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this panel onto our card. And like I say, this is the base panel for your card. And it's just going to go right here like that. Then we need the top panel, and I've gone ahead and I'll show you the top panel. It's just, in this particular case, I'm using a piece of Certainly Celery cardstock. It's cut at 3 1/4 inches by, let me double check here, by 4 1/2 inches. So it's 4 1/2 inches tall by 3 1/4 inches wide. Then what I do is I take the Christmas tree framelit, and I just put it about right here and run it through the Big Shot machine. So in an effort to save some time for you, I've went ahead and I've left the framelit in here while I've decorated the rest of the piece to show you about where the framelit would go. So we can just pop that out. Here's the Christmas tree that we're going to use on the inside of our card. And then we can take the framelit off. And as you can see, I've gone ahead, I've stamped the Merry Christmas at the bottom. I've got our two coordinating in-color brads. This is the Island Indigo color. And I also have put a little ribbon on the front of the card and made a little tie-on. And you can see how I attach that in the back. I have some Scotch tape here to hold the ribbon down. And then, of course, I put some dimensionals onto this panel so that we can pop it away from the designer paper on the front of the card. I just think that gives it such a nice look. And that's a real popular thing. You're seeing this style of card all over the place. Sometimes people put glimmer paper behind it, or they'll put ribbon behind it. But in this case, we're going to use our Festival of Prints Designer Series paper. And now we're just going to set this on top of our card so that it's sort of in the middle. It's hard for me to see what the middle is because I'm at an angle. So I'm just going to turn it my way for a second so I can see where we're at. So this is the front of our card. And then all we need to do now is add our little star. Remember, we punched it out right there so it wouldn't be seen. And I think I'm going to use a little glue dot for that. So I'm just going to take my paper piercer. The paper piercer has so many uses, and I'm going to put a little glue dot right there. Then I can set my star right where I want it. And isn't that cute? Well, that is the front of our card. This is the inside of our card. I've already gone ahead and stamped the sentiment. Now we're going to take this little leftover piece, and it's going to fit at the bottom just perfectly, and this is what will be anchors our Christmas tree. This is really a no-waste card, so that appeals to my Minnesota sensibilities. We don't like to waste things up here in Minnesota. So let's go ahead, and here is the little Christmas tree at the bottom. Isn't that cute? I just love it. And now the only thing left to do is to decorate our envelope. And so you can see we're going to take this longer strip now that was left over, and I think I am going to just take some glue. I'm just going to put, hopefully I've got this started for the day, maybe not. Hold on, I'm going to grab a pin. I keep a little stick pins on my desk so that I can insert it into my glue and then I can get it started. So now we're just going to put a little glue on that panel, and we're going to run that along the bottom of our envelope. And then all we have to do is trim it up so that it, of course you need to trim it up. So then we're going to do that right here. And this little tiny scrap of paper is all that we have left from this full sheet of paper that we've used on the card. So you can see what a wonderful thing it is to make these cards. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for stopping by Stamping to Share, and come back and visit again soon. Bye-bye.